How much do you think this advanced computer system is worth? Wait just 1 minute before you answer. Check out its sleek, all aluminum design, available in multiple colors. Look at its beautiful 4.5K Retina display with amazing picture quality. Check out its beautiful 1080p webcam, perfect for video conferencing calls. Listen to the inbuilt monitor speakers, some of the best in the entire business, with all your port arrays covered with 4 USB-C ports, built-in Ethernet through the power brick. Now, how much do you think this advanced computer system is worth? Do not answer, because it comes with all of your favorite programs. Apple Pages, Keynote, iMovie, yes, all of the programs available for free. And it even comes with Mac Chess, yes, Mac Chess, all available on this advanced computer system. Now, how much do you think it's worth? $1,599? $3,000? No, it's just $1,299. $1,299, an amazing value. The M1 iMac, powered by the amazing M1 chip, just $1,299. Get yours today at Greg's Gadgets, P.O. Box 303344, except in Nebraska.
Yes, it's true. As outrageous as that intro might be, when Apple first unveiled the Apple Silicon 24-inch iMac, I immediately fell in love with its new, thin, colorful design. But even back then, I struggled to think how this iMac might fit into a future Apple Silicon lineup. With rampant rumors of a bigger and better iMac Pro, it seemed like recommending this specific M1 iMac might have been very, very short-lived. Flash forward to now, and Apple has officially discontinued their 27-inch Intel iMac, with no immediate replacement in sight. In fact, they recommend the combo of a $2,000 Mac Studio and a $1,600 Studio display, a $3,600 combo to replace a $1,800 iMac. And while I do love that combo, for the vast majority of people out there, it's not the computer that they should buy, and it's time they take another look at what is Apple's best consumer iMac that they have ever released, and it really stands out as a shining value in Apple's desktop lineup. But is the M1 iMac really worth it, and what are some of the things you get or give up by going for this option? Well, let's take a refresher on this device because it's been over a year since it's been released. So one of the first things to understand about the 24-inch iMac is that it's an M1 computer. It has the same M1 chip as the MacBook Air, the MacBook Pro, the Mac Mini, the iPad Pro, the iPad Air, the M1 AirPods. Oh, you didn't get those yet? I got them. They're right here, M1 AirPods. Pre-release. Don't tell Tim. Okay, there's a lot of M1 computers out there, so you don't really need me to rehash the performance and efficiency of the M1 chip, because it operates the same as every other M1 chip. Okay, I'll give you the little refresher. That is to say, it is great, especially for the consumer user this device is targeting. It is snappy at opening apps, scrolling is super responsive, and if spec'd out with more memory, it can be a pretty competent video or photo editing workstation. The M1 punches way above its weight class. I know, I used the M1 to replace some of the more expensive Intel chips at the time. It does this all in a super thin computer that rarely has to spin up its fans, even during demanding tasks. I just can't say enough good things about the M1 chip, and even 2 years later after its debut, it is still going strong, and for day-to-day tasks, I can't tell a difference between the iMac and Apple's most expensive M1 Ultra Mac Studio. That's true of all M1 machines though. What's really different about the iMac is the form factor and experience of using an all-in-one computer. That carries benefits over to the design. The design of the 24-inch iMac is one of Apple's best, and what strikes me about the iMac design is just how unassuming it is. It barely has a presence in your room with its ultra-thin design. And that's a lot thinner than the Studio display, which not only fits in the display panel, but a webcam, speakers, and oh yeah, an entire computer is housed in this bottom chin area. Some people hate that Apple has kept the chin on the iMac, but from a design perspective, I think it makes functional sense, and I can't tell you how much I love that Apple went with a colorful design for this product. I think most of the finishes for it look pretty great, and without this chin, the color would just be left to the back of the computer where it still looks really sharp, and honestly, the back looks better than the front because it's so vibrant, but if you were just to leave that colorful design element in the back, it would be appreciated a lot less in most setups. Since the iMac has been on the market this past year, I have seen this computer used in so many spaces that are meant to be seen in areas like a front office desk, reception areas, and even in Microsoft tweets. Microsoft tweets? Who put that into the teleprompter? that can't be right. Whoever put that in the teleprompter is getting fired. Let me check the script. Let me check the script. I wanna check the script. Microsoft, they really tweeted that out. Well, hey, I think that just goes to show how great of a design this iMac is that you can use it as the front-facing image in a Windows article. I guess there's no better looking computer out there. You just gotta use the iMac. Who cares if it can't run Windows? Oh, okay, you're on fired. Where'd you go? I need someone to press play on the teleprompter. No one's here anymore. It's just me now, and you. How you doing? My name's Greg. I'm gonna unpause the teleprompter and we'll get back to the script. All right, I don't want to be a complete fanboy. I do have criticisms about the design. I don't like the rather big external power supply that this M1 iMac has. The power supply is on the outside, and in previous iMacs, that was always on the inside of the computer, and it makes this rather clean, elegant, sleek design less into one by having this bigger power brick. And not all M1 iMacs are built the same. While the $1,300 one is a great starting price, this model has downsides, only 2 Thunderbolt ports and no Ethernet port in that big power supply. It also has a slightly weaker M1 chip and 1 less cooling fan and doesn't come with Touch ID built into the keyboard. My model, however, is the 2 Thunderbolt port model with the extra 2 USB-C ports. It does have Ethernet in the power brick, which makes that slightly less appealing design a little bit more functional. Has a slightly stronger chip with 1 extra GPU core, Touch ID in the keyboard, and it comes in at an extra $200 price point. However, let's not miss the forest for the trees here. At either price point, the M1 iMac delivers tremendous value now that Apple's desktop lineup is kind of revealed. It is the lone all-in-one computer, and it packs in a 4.5K Retina display, which features a lot of the same quality as Apple's Studio Display panel. Both of these screens look really similar, and I think they're both good LCD panels with really accurate color, great viewing angles, and the sharpness of these panels is just kind of unmatched because no one is really making Windows monitors with pixel density this high. I would say the overall panel uniformity is better on the Studio Display, but the biggest differences are in brightness. The M1 iMac maxes out at 500 nits of brightness, and the Studio Display gets even brighter at 600 nits, and those extra 100 nits, to me at least, do make a nice difference, although, to be fair, I'm not really running either of these monitors at max brightness most of the time. I say to be fair a lot. Maybe I should be unfair. And to be unfair, the actual screen size is probably the biggest difference and maybe the biggest negative for most people. The M1 iMac is 24 inches and the Studio Display is 27 inches. I think display size could be the biggest hangup for most users, especially if they're used to bigger panels like the previous 27-inch iMac. However, when I had to switch to the M1 iMac after using a 27-inch iMac, and I still use the M1 iMac as my home computer, I really don't mind or really notice that much the decrease in display size. Even when I use this as my full-time Mac for editing videos on this channel, I quickly adjust it to the 24-inch size panel, and while more room is always good, I'm not saying it's not good, the 24-inch panel has decent screen real estate, and it doesn't feel incredibly small like the older 21.5-inch iMacs used to feel. But yeah, I know there's people in the comments already spamming,
too small.
So listen, if it's too small for you, then it's obviously not the computer you should be buying. But if you're unsure or you know you can make 24 inches work, go see one in person and play around with it, and I think you'll walk away pleasantly satisfied. Speakers are also impressive on the 24-inch iMac, and it has a lot of the same technology as Apple Studio Display and delivers impressive sound for its all-in-one design. These are probably the second best monitor speakers on the market, with the first one being in the Studio Display, which does have richer sound, more bass, and better separation of audio, which I could credit with the increased thickness and more room inside of the Studio Display, but both speakers are good. And listen, when I use the M1 iMac, I never hooked up external speakers to them, but I'm not an audiophile, so don't give me your complaints there either. Now, one unexpected area where the iMac really shines is its webcam. It has a 1080p webcam, and I think the iMac has the best webcam on any Mac that you can currently buy, and while it doesn't feature the center stage camera feature on the new Studio Display, it delivers way sharper image with way better color and details. But okay, why am I going over all of these little details and remarks about the M1 iMac? It's a year old. What is the point of this video? Is there a point? Is there a point to anything? Are we just hurtling towards the eventual heat death of the universe? And I don't want to get existential on you, but I could. But I'll spare you. There is a point to this video, by the way, because I think a lot of us looked at the 24-inch iMac as the new entry-level iMac in Apple's lineup. And I think a lot of people initially dismissed this iMac as just being the only iMac. They were maybe waiting for another bigger iMac to come along, and they would go with that one for something like more power or a bigger screen. But Apple, for now at least, has made it clear that this is the sole iMac, a play that seems familiar to the original concept of the iMac as the de facto all-in-one computer. And times have changed, with Apple looking at the Mac Studio and Studio Display as a better combination for pro users than what they used to get on the bigger 27-inch iMac, which in its last years fulfilled dual roles as just the bigger size iMac for home computing and when spec'd out as their top-of-the-line desktop for pro users. Listen, I don't have a crystal ball, and future Greg still won't return my calls, so who knows if he'll ever bless us with his presence again and tell us all about a 27-inch iMac and when it will return, and if it will even return. Will it just be a bigger size version of the iMac, like an M2 27-inch iMac or an M whatever, with no performance advantages? Or will it be a pro iMac? We really don't know. And while I'll miss the bigger iMac, I mean, I use that as my main computer for so many years running this channel, I think for a lot of users who may not have considered this entry-level size iMac before, I'm here to tell you that you should reconsider, because when you look at everything this iMac has going for it, with its sleek, colorful, all-in-one design, a good 4.5K panel, a good speaker, a good webcam, and it comes with everything you need right in the box, including a color match keyboard and mouse, and even color match power cables. So everything is ready to be plugged in and used as soon as you take it out of the box through a single cable setup. And there is no other Mac desktop on the market that is this simple and easy to use. And it really makes you question, how much Mac do you really need? And I think for most people, something like the 24-inch iMac, if you're going for a desktop option, this is all you need. It's a great computer. All right, hope you liked this video. If you did, please give me a like. If you want to see more, make sure you subscribe to the channel. And hey, just want to say thank you everyone for the kind words I received on my M1 Ultra Mac Studio video. Really appreciate the feedback everyone left there. I just want to say you're all the best. You're all the best. If you've made it to this point, you're still watching. Like, this is a special message for you at this point. I just, hey, I'll say it. I love you guys. You're all the best. So thank you so much for watching and supporting me through all these years. And hey, well, maybe we'll keep it going. So hopefully I'll see you in the next video. And take care, everyone.